Hi everyone. Today we are going to review Yi Technology 360 VR. In the world of 360-degree cameras, 4K is just not enough. It might sound good in relation to the current crop of TVs, but since 360-degree videos are stretched as far as the eye can see, more pixels mean much better images, which is why this cigarette packet-sized camera comes with 5.7K resolution at 30 frames per second. It also shoots 16MP stills, has a host of manual controls, and streams in 4K to YouTube. So can the Yi 360 VR camera, which costs around $400/£350/$500. Features: exposure control. Shoots in resolutions including 5K and 4K at 30fps. Dual 220° f/2.0 lenses. Let's not pretend that a 5.7K resolution is going to produce pin-sharp 360-degree images. It's not, but the Yi 360 VR is the only 360-degree camera that offers such a high resolution. Even the pricier GoPro Fusion tops out at 5.2K. This fixed-focus camera's Sony IMX377 image sensors capture 5760 x 2880 pixels, about 16 megapixels, for both video and stills. Other features that will appeal to semi-pro videographers include the ability to adjust the exposure metering mode, exposure compensation, white balance, and ISO, up to ISO 800 for photos, and ISO 6400 for video, and compatibility with external microphones, via a Yi-made adapter in the USB-C slot. That latter feature is mostly for those who want to live stream in 4K to YouTube and Facebook, though the latter doesn't yet support 4K yet, which the Yi 360 VR can do for about an hour. Of more use to most creatives will be the option to capture 360-degree footage in bursts or as time lapses, from images taken at an interval of between half a second and 60 seconds, while the Yi 360 VR also shoots in resolutions including 5K and 4K at 30fps for NTSC and 25fps for PAL, 2.5K at 50/60 fps, and 2K at 100/120 fps. However, the Yi 360 VR does lack some key semi-pro features: a 2.4 fps option, found on the GoPro Fusion, and overcapture software for post-editing 360 footage to widescreen 16:9, found on the GoPro Fusion and the INSTA3601. Design: more substantial than some 360-degree cameras. Not waterproof like the GoPro Fusion. Universal tripod thread, 1/4 inch. The Yi 360 VR's form factor is best described as functional. Measuring 102 x 53 x 30 mm and weighing 187 grams with the battery installed, it's more substantial than some 360 cameras, but it slips easily enough into a pocket. Those worried about scratching its dual 220-degree dual f/2.0 lenses will want to use the soft-lined drawstring bag supplied in the box. Sadly, this camera isn't waterproof like the GoPro Fusion. What separates the Yi 360 VR from a lot of novelty/selfie 360 shooters is its serious-looking design. For instance, on the top of the device is a small OLED screen, which allows for reasonably easy toggling through the menus using two navigation buttons and the on/off switch on the side of the camera. On the other side is a USB-C port for recharging, a micro HDMI output, a micro SD card slot, and a removable 1400 mAh lithium-ion battery. That's quite some haul for a 360 camera. However, videographers will especially love what is perhaps the camera's most simple feature of all, a universal tripod thread, 1/4 inch, on the camera's undercarriage. Performance. Both photos and videos have well-saturated colors. In-camera stitching not very effective. Battery life is fairly short. When it comes to shooting 360 video, it's best to use a 64GB, Class U3 or higher microSD card, because at the camera's maximum resolution 5.7K video at 120 Mbps there's a lot of data to deal with. However, lesser SD cards will be fine if you lower the resolution. Image quality is impressive. Both photos and videos have well-saturated colors throughout the frame, while noise and chromatic aberration are noticeably less than you'll get from cheaper 360-degree cameras. Although the E360VR can perform in-camera stitching using a template, the stitching distance can be set to selfie, indoor or outdoor. It's not very effective. The stitching line is rather obvious, which can be particularly problematic if people's faces are positioned on it. If you do rely on in-camera stitching, the resolution is downscaled to full HD. PC users can get around this by downloading the free E360 Degrees Studio software from Yee's website to stitch optically in 5.7K, but there's no similar software for Mac OS. Yee recommends that Mac owners make use of the E360 VR template on the expensive Mystica VR third-party VR video editing software. Battery life is fairly short. The E360 VR lasted for about 50 minutes in our cold weather test, although that should be enough for a day out if you are shooting stills and the occasional short video, which is how cameras like this are designed to be used. App. Free E360 Degrees app for iOS and Android. Offers plenty of control. Provides quick adjustments. The E360 VR sends out a 2.4 GHz or 5 GHz Wi-Fi signal for connecting to a smartphone via the free E360 VR app for iOS and Android. The app is very impressive, enabling you to control all of the settings on the camera as well as presenting a live feed and offering stacks of editing and sharing options. It also acts as a conduit for live streaming to social media. Verdict: if you're a semi-pro videographer wanting to experiment with 360-degree video, the E360 VR gives you most of the tools you need. A serious-looking product that's more about core quality than novelty features, its standard tripod thread lens versatility, while its 5.7K resolution, consistent color, and endless manual tweaks are all plus points. Auto stitching is basic, and Mac users might be irritated by the lack of desktop editing software, which makes saving videos in full resolution tricky, while those looking for waterproofing, overcapture and a 2.4 FPS mode albeit at a slightly lower maximum resolution should consider the GoPro Fusion. But there's no doubt that the E360 VR is a highly ambitious, great value 360 camera that semi-pro videographers will love.